Hello, it's Leila from Miss Leila Pink Journey. I'm going to share with you today how I use my scan and cut machine by Brother. How I use it to scan and cut patterns when I'm cutting like memory bears and things like that. So this is kind of how a memory bear pattern will come. This is the L9547. L9547 by Simplicity. Although it will come in a paper form, I always take mine and copy them before I deal with them. So I copied this onto a harder kind of 110 stock paper. And often I will copy them and laminate them. So these have been copied and laminated. So I copied in black and white, and then I took my laminating machine and I laminated them. There's the front of it. So for today's video, what I'm sharing is I use the marker. So that's why I have my markers in my hand. And I take a marker because I like to outline the actual pattern on the back. And I do that because even on the front, it's really still easy to scan these on a scanner for the for the Brother ScanNCut, and then you can just take all this noise out. But since I don't need all the information when I'm working with these patterns, I can keep this and have it to the side, or I know them now, so I don't have to have that. And if you're at that point where you don't have to read everything on it, you can just scan it on the opposite side. To do it, I just take my marker and I just kind of outline and I'll just do it all the way around. Each side. And then I can take this and I can just put it up and I let it dry. Here I have a bunch of my pattern pieces laid out already. They're already cut because remember I laminated these earlier. And on the back side, you can see where I already added the marker to the around all the edges on all of these. I've added the marker around all the edges. So that'll make it easier when I get ready to scan it and cut. Because I haven't scanned and cut this actual pattern in 95, I wanted 85%, and that's the reason I'm scanning it today, because I wanted to make it a little smaller. This bear comes out to be 18 inches when it's done in the original 100% size, but I'm going to make it smaller and I'll measure from there, and then I'll know what size it's going to come out when I make it at the 85% mark. So we'll check it out. Here we are back at the machine. I'm going to wake it up a little bit, hit the button and wake up the screen. Here we are back at the SDX325 Scan and Cut by Brother. Mine has a little embellishments on it, so it's just a different color, but that didn't come from the manufacturer. We're going to, so the first thing I do is let me take my mat out because I really have it in. All right, I'm back here at the Scan and Cut. I have here the standard tack adhesive mat. There it is. I use different mats for different things, and sometimes I just grab a mat and use it. So I'm going to use this mat, and I have the rotary blade in, that little auto blade. And I'm going to press this button, which will scan in the mat and bring it in so the machine will know I want to use it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of my patterns. I'll grab the head. So remember, we have the head that looks like this, and I have the outlined with the black marker on the back. So I'm just going to place it on my mat. There it is on my mat. Of course, I have enough room on my mat to add many more, but I'm just going to add this one for now onto the mat. I have my pattern laying down on my mat here in front of us. So next I'm going to hit scan. Scan to cut data is what I want to choose. Create, cut, or draw data from images. Put material to scan on the mat and set it to the machine. Press the start key to scan. And I have the scan area is 12 by 12. I'm going to hit that to scan. I'm going to show you that it is actually scanning the mat. I actually have the head of the bear on the mat. It's processing on the screen. And I'll show you. I just turned it over because that is that actual pattern. So now on the screen it shows me my actual pattern. So I'm going to click the cut because that's what I want to do with it eventually. And all I want to do is cut this little piece in there. I don't want all the things around. I'm going to hit OK. Is the scanning of the pattern has finished up. So now I can press that button, which is a replica of this machine, showing that I'm scanning this into the machine. So now it's saved in the machine's memory is what it says there. Click OK. And then I am going to click OK. I'm going to click the home button because I've already scanned it into this machine's memory using this button right here. Because if I put it here, we're going to Canvas workspace or here on a USB, which will be on the side of the machine. So I'm going to click the home button. I'm going to click OK to delete all patterns. It's not going to delete the pattern that I've already saved because I go in here to retrieve data. I click on the machine because that's where I saved it to the machine, and I have it a little further down here. So remember I scanned it twice, so I have it here, the last one I have, and then I can hit OK. After I click OK, I click on the word edit right here. There's a few things you can do: save it, add, edit. I'm going to click the word edit. After I click the word edit, there's a few different things you can do here, but what I like to do is click on the 3 boxes here. When I click on the 3 boxes, it gives me an opportunity to either click here to like clean it up from here if I have my stylus, which I don't. I can clean it up from here. I'm going to hit return, undo that. I'm going to use this button to select all of the items that I don't want. And everything in red I could delete, but I want to make sure that my face here is not going to delete. So I clicked on that little face. So I'm going to click OK. Next I'm going to click delete because I want to delete everything that's highlighted in red, which is all the noise all around the screen. Click delete. OK to delete the data. I said OK. So here is my bear head all set up. So I'm just going to hit return to put it back into the spot where it was. And now all I need to do is click OK. To save the changes I just made, I will click save, then overwrite in order to save this update to this machine for retrieval later. Okay, I've saved that pattern into my machine, so I'm going to click on retrieve data. I'm going to click on the actual icon for the machine. Once I click on that icon, again, I can go down and find my pattern that I cleaned up, and I need to click OK. Then I click on the actual pattern. Once I click on the pattern and have it highlighted, I can click the word edit, object edit. And now I have a bunch of different things I can do with it. Like I like to flip it to the other side, like that. I'd also like to resize it. So I can click on that, And I want to do it by percentage. I can do it by height and width either way, but I like percentage because I'm trying to make all of these 85% for this actual pattern, so we can get a good idea of how it looks versus 100%. Click OK. Now that I got it down to 85%. There's a lot of other things you can do with this. You can rotate it and flip it and all kind of things. I'm going to click OK. Once I click OK, I'm going to click OK one more time. And now I see this at 85%. I'm going to put it right up to the edge so that I can save paper. I can do a few of these all at once if I wanted to. I'm just spreading the paper down on my mat. Click OK. Going over to select the cut button. I'll keep it set at pressure 3 with a speed of 5. Start. Cutting time is 1 minute. And it's now cutting. You can see the sheet of glossy photo paper that I have laying on the mat. Some. I could have made it a little deeper of a cut and it would have taken it out even better. I'm going to do another one just to show you how much better it can be. But for now, this works, but it can be much more cleaner. And I'll show you how much more cleaner. But this is what I got. This is the head of the bear. I have it lined up almost exactly how it will go. And I bring this is the back of the one that I just cut. And I would bring it down like that. Line it up, and I put that little, pierce that little hole right there so my eye would line up exactly the way I want it. I have here the head back for McCall's. I'll lay it down, put this paper down. Just laying it down on the scanning mat, like about that. Press it down. I'm going to click OK on the screen here. And I can go home. Okay. And we're going to scan again. Click on Cut to Scan. And click the Start button. It says Create a Cut or Draw Data from Images. Click Start. And now it's scanning my mat. It's recognizing the image. I'm going to remove my image off the mat. Remember, I use the opposite side. So now it has recognized my image there. The next thing I can do is hit the cut icon. And of course it has all the noise in the background that I do not want. So I am going to click OK. Now that it's processed, I can click the icon for the machine, because remember, it's either machine or computer, which would be that Canvas workspace for Brother, or it would be on USB. So I want it to be on this machine. It's saving into the machine. Click OK, saved in the machine's memory. It gives you a file number. Click OK. And now I want to click OK. The process is finished. We will go over to Home. Click OK to delete just the temporary patterns that I had in there. I'm going to go to Retrieve Data. Back to the machine. Find my pattern. There it is. I want to click these 3 buttons and this button. And I want to click on this that I want to keep. Everything else in red, all those things, I don't want them. I'm going to click OK and delete. OK to delete the selected data? Yes. So now all I have on my screen is just this one little thing here, right? And that is the back of the head for the memory bear. Now I will bring you down to the map again, show you how I load. So I'm going to reuse this paper that I have, that I used before. I reuse a lot. So I'm just laying it down like that. And write it down. This backwards for you so you can see that little cutout there from where I used before. So back up to the screen, I'm going to click Object Edit, and then I'll click this little resizing button. I want to use percentage, and I want it to be 85%. It goes really fast. Click OK. OK again. Click OK. Click here where it says please select. I'm going to hit cut. And start. Says 1 minute. Click OK because I'm finished. And let's see how it comes out. I forgot to do a deeper cut. I can recut this if I wanted to. Let's actually look it up. It's just not really sticky. Came out perfect. This is where the spatula comes in handy. So it was a perfect cut. I didn't even have to adjust the mat. So that came out to 85% of the original. Here's the original and here's the smaller size of it. There's the difference in size. There it is. But now you see how the ScanNCut seamlessly cuts patterns. If I wanted to decrease or increase the pressure, make a deeper cut, I would click on this little symbol icon and I can change the speed, the cut pressure, and different things here. It's on auto. It's on 5, 4, and 2. So 5 for cut speed, 4 for cut pressure, matte blade, manual blade it says 2, and it's on auto for cut amount. But that's how you do it with the ScanNCut, the Brother ScanNCut SDX325. That is how I use it to cut my patterns that I have already cut before, and I want to scan in, make them smaller using this photocopy paper or whatever you want to use. But that's it. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this content, please click the like button. If you would, subscribe to my channel for more content. Have a great day. Thank you.